Hi there, Michael André Ford, San Antonio, Texas. You're American Angel Intuitive, but the way I like to describe it is I'm just helping you do basic listening, feeling, and seeing. These are all skills you already have. So you get to actually hang out with the universe. You've been doing it your whole life, maybe a little bit more as a child or a young adult, but at some point life might have gotten serious. External trauma, just working a career 60-hour weeks, 80-hour weeks, taking something too seriously so that you're up here and you're a little less down here, and you lose touch with your long-term self, your higher self, your soul, if you want to call it that way. It can be external, it can be internal. Either way, you sort of unplug from the way things really are, a greater reality that's always within you and around you. It happens to all of us. It's sort of the thing in all the English literature you might have studied in high school or college. Um, and it's kind of that coming of age process, whether the coming of age is a second coming of age much later in life when you realize what's important. And I'm going to try to just back up and say the big picture behind all this is love is the fabric of the universe. The only way you know that this is true is you just know it's true. It would be like you're a good tennis player, you know how to step on the court, you know how to swing the racket. Maybe there's some bad days, the ball goes over the fence, but for the rest of the time, you got good strokes, you know what you're doing, you're comfortable. But this could apply to making tea and drinking tea and enjoying your little tea moments daily, or at least on the weekends. It could be movies. It could be really anything. Yoga, going for walks, petting your dog. I got a pooch right here. We're hoping she doesn't bark. Um, so it's really moment to moment living. And I'm going to make the argument that you're already a Zen master. You're already some big figure that you might respect on the world stage, some philosopher or some saint. You're already that saint in terms of awareness for probably half the day. Now, you're not going to give yourself any credit for it. And the job of the ego, your thinking, your negativity, if you want to call it that, your resistance to what is, your resistance to love, your unlove, your logos, your rationale, call it science, call it anything you want. Um, the point of that is not to allow for possibility. It's limits up here, no limits. Love, unlove, conditional love, unconditional love, thinking, awareness. Now, when you're on a tennis court, you can't possibly think your way through every stroke. And maybe a better example is walking the dog. You can think about walking the dog for a whole month, but the dog doesn't get walked and the dog's upset. Um, when you actually walk the dog, you walk the dog. I think your cell phone is your best example. You're like this, that can't be good for you in the long term. You're checking out of everything that's around you. There's a flow in life. You know it when you're in nature. I think half my guests, I've got a show called Angels, Positivity, and Love. I've got an offshoot that's called the APL Spotlight Series, about 100 episodes there. We're about to air 300 episodes by May, June. We have more than that recorded and more than that booked. And then there's about 60, 70 of these that I talk solo just to try to take you through steps. I blow light sage, blow sage to you, but you might smell tobacco. It's very sacred steps. I try to keep it light. I think the one of the top three worst criticisms is because I tell dad jokes and I try to keep it really light that I don't take it seriously enough, and I'm okay with that. Um, I think there's way too much seriousness going on planet Earth. I think humanity takes its thinking, its science, and its what it knows really seriously. And this isn't about more knowing; it's about less knowing. It isn't about more thinking; it's about less thinking. Less thinking is the direction when you're starting to go back into your heart. And what I was trying to get at is you're in your heart most of the day. The brain seems like it's all important. Science, rigorous knowledge, laws of the universe, physics, and everything else. Now, physics is going to be a good one. If we have real disclosure, we'll find out that most of physics as a science, most of it's classified and will just wipe out the physics that we're aware of. And so poor physics instructors everywhere, they thought they knew something. There's a lot more tech out there and a lot more craziness. I wouldn't want to be a physicist at this point in life. You were cut off from most of the developments in your field. I want everybody to be outstanding in their field with sunflowers. Let me get back to being in the heart. You're in your heart a lot more than you recognize, but the job of the brain is sort of like um, it's a clipboard, it's a pen. You got to know what you know. You got lack, you got problems. I got to do this before I can do that. I can't breathe, I can't relax, I can't be loved. I've got to be somebody. And you're already that amazing person. In fact, it's the more you practice love, the more you're in your heart, the more everything else falls into alignment and unfolds better for you in all directions, relationships, health, career. You just being an amazing, sparkly person. You were that person at least once in your life, if not every other weekend. Um, it's us taking things too seriously and being up here that's our only actual situation, our only actual problem. It's thinking culminating, building up like dust. Buddhist, Tibetan terminology likes to talk about dust accumulating. That results in illness and other situations and blocks and not a lot of fun. But look, during the day, ego is extremely limited. It has a narrow bandwidth, but it has a big sting like a scorpion. It's really easy to judge other people, and it's even more easy to judge ourselves. Ah, I didn't do this. I'm not worthy. And a million others, low vibrations. Ego's incapable of being loved, but it doesn't mean you can't offer it a hug. If you offer it a hug, you have to do it from the heart. You have to offer it a loving hug. Give your ego a name, Mr. Higglesworth, Miss Higglesworth. Miss Higglesworth, if you're female, um, would you like a hug today? You got to mean it, and you got to be coming from the heart and be love. And it will say no thanks and give you at least a 3 minute reprieve and be gone. And you will feel immense peace. I once, 10 or 12 years ago, probably around 2012, I had a full Starbucks mug full of coffee, 20 ouncer. I'm in my kitchen and I'm having heavy thoughts, and I'm like, this doesn't feel like me. I better use my own technique I'm teaching other people. And I forget, Higginbotham or something. I forget what I called my ego. I just said, Mr. Higglesworth, would you like a hug today? And every fire alarm in my 2-story house went off at that moment. I was like, oh my God, hand shaking. I didn't spill any coffee. Had it been just a year earlier, I would have dropped that mug. It would have been the biggest splatter everywhere. I probably would have been cleaning it up for 2 years with hidden splatters everywhere. As it was, I just put it down on the counter and I called a lifeline, a psychic elsewhere in Texas that I knew I could ask any questions on. And I was like, what did I do wrong? And she was just like, you were a little too forceful. You got to do it from the heart. You got to be love. That's all any of this is about is can you relax enough to let go of what you know? It's not about more thinking. Society, science, all the experts, even the experts in spirituality, and even the experts on the what's it called, disclosure, alien physics, astrophysics, the whole, oh, are we alone in the universe, alien invasions, all the fear there and all the knowing, woof, almost interchangeable there. It all precludes a bigger possibility. The universe ain't going to have any of that. The universe is so big, so loving, so amazing. It's why miracles can happen, and miracles are happening all the time. You just have to allow a little bit more. And people think, oh, I need to develop a meditation, a mindfulness practice. Yeah, I mean, that could help. But really, it's just about breathing more, smiling more, letting go more, not taking anything too seriously. Even the process of spirituality, you might find some great leader, some great series of books. Keep switching things around if you can. Um, we see it all the time. Humans like to just glom on to the next thing. So even if you were one way before, you get out of that situation, oftentimes we get stuck all over again, and it can take us another 5 years to realize we're stuck. So what I'm trying to get at during the day, this is almost like micro moments. Ego does not have enough bandwidth to put concrete on all parts of your life. So when you go to hit a light switch, ego is not micromanaging or judging any of it. At least I don't think so. If you are getting judged on your light switch ability, flipping a light switch, put your name, just share something in the comments. I've never heard of it yet. And I turn 58 next week. Never heard of anybody judging themselves like, "Ah, I didn't flip the light switch fast enough," or I got to get an electrician. That light didn't turn on fast enough when I hit the switch. Do I have a problem with the light bulb? Is it my electrical wiring? Did I buy a bum house? I mean, think of the possibilities. You could be up for weeks. If the light switch didn't work the way you expected, there was a flicker, it's just a random thing. If it was any other situation like health, career, relationships, the usual politics, we worry about all that stuff, but we don't worry about light switches or just turning on a lamp. Did I do it right? Uh, uh, 2 Tuesdays in a row, I was up all night wondering, did I do it right? Thank God we do not worry about that and a million other things. Turning on the shower to take a nice hot shower, brushing our teeth. Falling asleep at night's a little bit different. That's a 50-50 proposition for a lot of us. But a lot of times you're an Olympic performer there. 10 out of 10, the triple somersault dive into the pool, and you aced it. You just, you're out. So I want you to start considering all the areas you don't do any judging. You just do. You just allow. You just boop, flip the light switch on, don't think twice. Thank God you don't analyze all that. You analyze your neighbors, you analyze political parties, you analyze countries and what's going on, you analyze acts of rhymes with violence against political figures, and you worry about this, you worry about that, but you don't worry about light switches, you don't worry about anything else. If you can learn to spend less time worrying and more time being and doing, you're all set. And so that's where angels are really cool. They're unconditional love figures. They have no, what are those? Anvil lead weights, iron weights, those steel things that you bang, horseshoes on. They don't carry the thinking around with them at all. They are pure light, high frequency. They understand also that you're always on your best trajectory in every single moment. What a great attitude. And so they don't want to interfere because experience is what you get when you don't get what you want. That's one way to look at it. You're always ready to go. You're always ready to be here. You're always 1 second away from meeting an angel. You're always 1 second away from being in your heart. You're always 1 second away from a miracle. You're always 1 second away from pure love and vibing out as if you were at a concert. But every day can be the concert. It can be within you. Every day can be that vacation to Hawaii, but it can be within you. Still go to Hawaii. So I love introducing people to angels and other loving beings, and it has expanded so much that I can't keep track. I can't remember names. Enrico Caruso, I had to look him up. I'd forgotten his name. Italian opera singer, 1920s, 30s, but I thought 40s when I went to look him up. Whoops, I'm bad. Debbie Ford, Anthony Bourdain, St. Francis, Rumi, Native American chiefs, White Buffalo Calf Woman, St. Francis, if I didn't say that already, Mother Teresa, Muhammad, Jesus, Mary, Mary Magdalene. I said that correctly. A lot of galactic figures, which is really going to be big. Forget the fear films and Spielberg. Don't be afraid of anything. You're protected. And these are all unconditional love figures who want to assist Earth. There's a lot of human versus human machinations going on. We're going to leave that alone, whether it's about the weather, viruses, this, that, a lot of politics, a lot of harm, violence, and control. Um, Maybe a little less TV. I don't want to tell you anything. I try not to tell you a thing. These solo chats are tough because I got to talk the whole time. And I'm enthusiasm. I'm enthusiastic. I love possibility and I love encouraging others. But on these solo shows, if I could just be quiet and bring one angel after another, which I do on most of these, and I do it on the shows too. We have angels flying by, light flying by, they're angels. You can see angels full on out your window. You can meet them as full on humans. We had one woman, super great expert in life, super big heart. She met her guardian angel on a California beach for 30 minutes, full on. Pinch that person. I'm probably not going to say ouch, but when they pinch you, you say ouch. So when I'm talking no limits, I'm talking no limits. You can have any answer to any question, all languages spoken, all dialects, humor, everything. If you're just listening in generic ways, not having a full human angel as a human or a light being as a human right in front of you, you're getting everything I'd say as a vibration coming in that turns into the words. It's why I think if we had 10 people getting the same vibration, no no two people would have exactly the same answer. Everyone has a different personality, and thank God for that. We love contrast. Contrast, even some of the what we would view as complex or negative stuff, contrast on this earth is what gives us so much flavor, what people call earth school. And love, being in your heart, is what allows you to let everything be as it already is and to let the greater reality appear to you. Um, Everything is your instruction. If you don't put your focus on it, you're not sharing your energy that way. So learning to know your good boundaries and learning to maybe say no or no thank you. Learning to put your focus on the highest vibrations allows you to enjoy health, allows you to do what a lot of people call manifesting or to bring or attract outcomes. People often figure it out on the business front, 2 or 3 steps to yes, and they're just magic at everything they touch and do. They're a lot of fun. I knew a guy in real estate in New York who was like that. I think it was 3 steps to yes, kept getting yeses. But that doesn't mean they've got it down on all fronts. If they did, they'd probably be a spiritual guru in India or California somewhere and so on. So I love connecting you to angels because you can have any and all answers, any level of sophistication. I don't see your questions. I don't see your answers. It's direct. If I could levitate in this chair, maybe one day I will. That's about the only way I could now try to put a cherry on the sundae here. I got photos of angels. We've got videos of angels. The photos will move. Static photos, which we know cannot possibly move. Historical photos. I love using Audrey Hepburn, great angel. Sri Shirdi Sai Baba from India. I've got a black and white photo, but I got a colorized one I like even more. He'll move in the photo. You get a wink, a smile, shoulder waggle. You can get a hand on your shoulder, hand on your back. There's 1 million ways to do this. The hugs, no two hugs have to be the same. The hugs can become healing. And so, if humanity was really like sharp, smart, intellectually amazing, and open, I mean opening openness, I mean chillaxed, then the second one single human being heard what I just said, you can have any answer to any question. Extrapolate that out. What does it mean for world hunger? What does it mean for farming? What does it mean for this? What does it mean for that? You would think one human would tell another, and be like, hey, I don't know if this works, but I would love to meet an unconditional love being, a light being, a Pleiadian, one of thousands of angels. I'm going to forget all my figures again. Saint Thomas, Saint Gerard, Saint Anthony, and so on. A lot of figures. You got to go to my website. It's michaelandreford.com. On the very front page, I have a website that's not like a typical famous New York Times bestseller who's been on Oprah, that it's a funnel. You got to take the class, buy the book, and it's all within 3 paragraphs. No explanation who they are. I do the opposite. You got photos of angels on there. I've got flower books, cloud books, and a glow stick Zen book that when I was popping intellectually, or intuitively is what I meant. Yeah, I'll be vacuous when I'm channeling and stuff like that. I look like a third grader. Um, yeah, when I was popping, I wrote the longest book in the world. I'd say 1/3 of it was me, 2/3 was the crowd. It's called Glow Stick Zen. You can buy it as one big book at Apple. I think that's $220 or something like that. Um, $200 at Apple. And I think it's more expensive to buy it as $10 a pop. It's 22 books, yeah, at $10, $9.99 each at Amazon. Um, and very few people even know about that. Very few people. It's got a great book cover. It is deep. It's there to help you get up to the top of the mountain. You shed your ego, the dog that's following behind you in your shadow. Um, you get crystal clear views at the top. You get to separate from ego. There should be no way a book can allow you to do this. But thinking will always come back. And so, read the Listening to Angels book. It's been number one twice that I know of. It was number two twice a couple years ago. I was on Coast to Coast one time, Coast to Coast AM another time. Both times it shot the book way up. First time I didn't know how to look for number one. Who knows what happened? The second time it went to number one twice. Anita Morjani was kind enough to do a review of it. It's super short, 15 minutes, 100% written by angels. If anybody thinks I wrote it, you're the coolest. Put that in the comment. There's no way I wrote this thing. It's way too sophisticated and straightforward. I wish. I just saw balls of light as I was typing. It's very gentle. It's like a half page forward, half page prologue, or the other way around. 5 pages how to listen to angels. Basic listening. If you ever listen to a friend, a neighbor, a family member, your dog, dogs talk, by the way. You can connect with your dog. Living dog, you can meet your passed over pets. You can meet your passed over relatives. You got to meet angels first, though. Let them handle everything for you. Be your ambassador. You can take trips to Thailand, to Tibet. Close your eyes, sit. 7 minutes will feel like 20 minutes. I kind of call it interdimensional, whatever. It is out of body if you want it to be out of body. Angels handle everything. And I know there's a lot of sophisticated out of body instruction out there, whether it's that institute, this individual, they're all fantastically successful. Keep doing what you're doing. But everything can always be simplified, and angels always have some sort of a way to slice right through everything and just deliver the goods without all the hubbub. So you can just whoop and get a 1 minute experience and come right back. And it's safer than I would argue anything else could possibly be, because it's the angels handling everything. They are big, they are fun. I've seen them in human form for a very long time. Let me get back to Listening to Angels, though. It was $3.99 for a super long time. I kept asking angels, when can I raise the price? I think it was like 2 years ago. It's $7.99 now. I think I got that right for the price. Just go to Amazon, look up Listening to Angels, Michael André Ford. Oh, and if you ever leave a book review, get in touch. I'd love to say thank you. I love showing people light on their hands. In Celestine Prophecy, the movie, they do it this way. In India, they do it this way. Before the movie ever existed, though, They were doing this back in the 1970s. Sue Frederick, a guest in 2024, noted that. So once again, there's no one way to do anything. I love doing this first, and then I go wider and bigger for a lot of guests, and they'll see an object in there. The object has run the gamut from a red cardinal to phoenixes to Merkabas to balls of light to vortices to the infinity wave figure eight thing to everything else in all sorts of colors. It's whatever you'll allow for. And so that's the rub. What are you allowing for daily? What are you allowing more for daily? What would you allow for? More fun, more humor, more breathing, more living, more excitement, more je ne sais quoi. That's where you might want to go run and get a piece of paper and pen because what am I allowing for? Just pay attention more. Don't be the judgy McJudgerson and don't be the Spanish Inquisition and go hard on yourself. Guess who that is? That's your brain. That's your ego. It wants to keep control on you like, I don't want to say anything nationally right now, but it wants to keep control on you the whole way. It wants to limit, it wants to feed you a narrative that you buy into. You don't got no narratives. You got no limits. So no limits, limits. And there's a million ways, everybody, from the young crowd, Jung, to the philosophical crowd. You can meet Plato, you can meet Socrates, you can meet Marcus Aurelius. I said Rumi. You can meet a lot of figures. Those are on the front page of the website. I got 106 testimonials. So it's the service has morphed over time. It's grown from 20 angels to hundreds. You can meet your guardian angel, other angels that are specifically here to help you on certain fronts, like your business angel, your exercise angel. Some angels come and go. Your team can sometimes shift because each angel has varies very amazing personality and certain skills. And sometimes those skills aren't needed anymore. It's not like you're not going to talk to them again, but you have new angels coming in to help with specific life stages or how you're supposed to expand. There's a bigger plan. You have a unique life path. It's only relevant to you. No one can really tell you what it is. I mean, sure, you can get help on it and help dust it off. But that's really what angels are there to do. So that's a great question. Every once in a while, I meet somebody who's like, oh, I don't have any questions about my life. Well, that's great. Then just be like, what do I need to know? And angels will start listing 1,000 things. There's like no one out there that doesn't have any questions. You might say you have no questions, but it's a defense. I see that like 1 out of 100 people. So the safest question I always start off with, what do I need to know in life right now? And you'll get a beautiful answer. I always start with an angel named Joy. She's Joy, the emotion Joy. She's a lot of fun, high, peppy voice. She'll show up as a 28, 29-year-old blonde at a Meg Institute. A few folks got to see her jointly as a brunette. That's because they wanted to see her as a brunette. She's been a redhead once or twice. There's like so many different ways to see. You can see her as a little bit of light, and there's about 1,000 ways she could show pink heart, pink flash, shooting star, sparkles. It doesn't always have to be pink. She was yellow in a bookstore once. She's been other colors. It's again, what will you allow for? The human brain has so many defenses. It's like missile command. Sometimes there's only a certain way. She knows how to navigate everything, but she'll just show the way you're going to allow for it. A rainbow hummingbird, a pink hummingbird, a pink dolphin. Sometimes you get to do it this way. You see, and you might see her as a pink dolphin. You might see her full on human. You'll look out your window. You might see her as a column of pink light or full on human. Um, you can put your hand out and she'll hold your hand. Great to do with your guardian angel. Great to do with Audrey Hepburn. If you're not feeling well, there's healing to be had. That's between you and angels. I don't hear conditions. I stay out of details. I don't give advice. You get everything directly. And so I think this is a very interesting service when you look at what's been offered spiritually across the entire global landscape. I don't think it's like this. I think you become dependent on the individual or the organization, and you still are working with limits quite often, or you've gone into a certain category or subgroup or group with certain conditions and rules. You got to do this before you can do this. Da 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 da. I don't know. Talk to angels about it. But this is just about attention, angels, awareness. What else? Appreciation, allowing, authenticity, abundance. I'm trying to name all the A's and more. Okay, let's do some doing. It's great that I'm chatting away, but you need to have an experience here. So my only rule or bit of structure is set your intent, and you would do this without me. before you go have that cup of tea, it's going to be the world's greatest cup of tea. Maybe. Just, hey, angels, get me out of my head into my heart. Help me play a great tennis match. Angels, get me out of my head into my heart. Help me enjoy a great cup of tea and find extra peace. Amen. Rock and roll. Thank you. Om Sai Ram. You got to own it all the way, and you got to address angels. You can still say angels, Mary, Jesus, Muhammad. Throw in your favorite figures, my grandmother, whoever you love and respect that are unconditional love beings. Throw them in, but just address angels. So angels, get me out of my head, into my heart, help me have a great experience. Thank you. Good enough. You can even hear a bell go off acknowledging the request or a touch on the shoulder. How smart are you to keep self improving your engagement of the universe within you and around you? That's all this is how quickly on the uptake can you get with all this? How jiggy can you get with all this? How sharp can you get with all this? Well, judging by my last 15 years with humanity, it's crickets chirping. So I know we can build rockets. I know we can build bombs. We got jets that deliver the bombs, and we can kill lots of people on the planet. We've been doing it for thousands of years. I know we can judge people. I know we can not get justice. I know voting machines might not work. I know there's censorship galore in every country with all sorts of new ways to sneak it in. Um, yeah, they're getting rid of VPN, voice. I think I said it right. VPN. They're getting VPN rid of it. It won't last. Won't pass the Supreme Court in one state. They're doing it overseas though, to control your interaction on the internet. You have to put your ID in to use the internet every time. Whoop! Welcome to Australia. Welcome to probably Canada soon and Europe. There's a lot of efforts to control and limit us all. But the good news is you don't need the internet. You don't even need the photographs. But you can just close your eyes, have an angel come in. You can get any answers anytime. Here are just a few photographs. I put these up all the time. I've got a lot of photographs, and I put a lot up on the show. So these shows, Angels, Positivity, and Love, it's over on Spotify now. I put 55 episodes up for season one. I think I got about 6 seasons worth. I'm going to do 55 episodes of mostly Angels, Positivity, and Love, but I sprinkle in some APL Spotlight series. I have a guest come back and we air it instantly. It's attraction. That's the attraction for that show. Then there's the solo chats. And then I got mind, body, spirit panels. 3 wonderful guests come on. I should have about 25 of those finished in a few weeks. And this has been 3 years in the making. So any support you can do, a thumbs up, a like, a share, a comment helps drive this material to other people who would never know it exists. In 3 years, if I judged it, I was in New York City for a long time as a New York City publicist, putting people in business press, front page of the Wall Street Journal. If I wanted to be harsh and judge this, oh my God, we're at a snail's pace. Sometimes we get a lot of views, but oh, it's dropped off so much so. That algorithm, YouTube, but we stay the course and we're not really worried about results. We focus on improvement. That's all it is. Okay, here's a little bit of sage. Do whatever you got to do to let go and catch a little sage through the screen. Do you got to get up from your chair and do the hokey pokey or shake those hips like Chubby Checker or Elvis? I'm not kidding. Do this in a supermarket. Forget sage for a second. Do this in front of the avocados. Just do the Chubby Checker or Elvis thing and see if you can get other people to notice and start laughing. But you're letting go and kind of celebrating life a little. You're unleashing your inner joy. You'll feel good. You'll make the old lady, the young man start laughing. You'll have a moment. That's all this is have more moments where you're alive. All the good stuff in life happens when you're here. Not a single thing that you're going to remember flashing back on your last breath in life that was love happened up here. That's the lesson, number one lesson in life. Once you distinguish between the characteristics, the lower vibrational flow, the lack of love that happens when you're up here versus the love that happens when you're here, it's kind of like a hot stove. Why would you spend too much time ever again up here? And so once you learn the difference between unlove and love, awareness and thinking, low vibration, high vibration. Why would you ever want to do low vibration again, unless you're one of those, those people all the emails are about. Okay. So the goal is to be more love, share love always. A little less judging, a little less knowing. Although there's universal knowing, it's a lot bigger. Do as much of that as you want. And the universal wisdom, ever heard of it? That's yours. Just if you're chicken about this, just tee it up before you go to bed. Be like, hey, universe, angels, suck it to me during dream time. I might not remember anything, but help me in the morning, wake up feeling calm, relaxed, and even get my answers too. Make sure you have a pad of paper and a pen by the bed when you wake up in the morning. Okay, here's a little bit of sage. And set your intent. Just be like, angels, get me out of my head, into my heart. Help me with my heart catch some sage through the screen. It doesn't matter if the year is 2035, you're in Christchurch, Tokyo, Montreal, watching. Time and space isn't what you think. Catch sage, but you might catch tobacco or sweetgrass or juniper or roses. It doesn't really matter. Catch the sage, but ask for a blessing too. What will you allow for? Leave your eyes on the smoke. Ask Archangel Michael to get in here, get you out of your head, into your heart, catch a little sage. You might taste the smoke. One out of 1,000 people taste the smoke. You're hyper intuitive, you already got the sage. If you're hyper intuitive, you already got the sage. Close your eyes, ask for your favorite flowers from angels, get flowers. Lavender, wisteria, roses, and then ask for ocean as a triple tiered tiramisu. Uh, there's still some smoke here. There you go. Crate and barrel tea light in there, the blue thing. And that was it. Play it over. I will show some light on my hands next. Then I'll put up an angel and then I'll probably sign off and make this a short one today. I've got so many others. I feel like I'm always endlessly a broken record. So I really do not like to just keep doing this again and again. People can do this as a group. I'm off the hook. You can do joint seeing, hearing, feeling. We're talking galactic figures, a Pleiadian, a Lyran, Arcturian, a woman from Andromeda, a woman from Orion, a woman from Sirius. If you want to kind of go old school spirituality, light beings, Seth from the 1970s, Jane Roberts, Seth, only one who doesn't show up in a physical form or in the sky. You see him. Got a great light being named Grace. They can show up as full human form. I wouldn't have guessed that. Spirit animals, consciousness, whale consciousness, dolphin consciousness, elephant consciousness, um, crystal consciousness. That's kind of new since August of 2025. Let me put up an angel first. Here's Joy. Just go ahead and put your hand up like she's a fireplace. Um, yeah, like fireplace right there. Put your hand up and feel what you can feel. Don't judge. You'll feel warmth, sparkle, tingle. Try too hard to get sparkles on your toes. Let her do her job. You're basically stepping out of your way, out of your head, into your heart to, yeah, let her do her job. The only thing that blocks all this is some thinking. Think about everything else in your life, career, relationships. I better not, rules, this, that. It could be hard to be creative, have fun, to be healthy, to have loving relationships, to have love for oneself. Self-love is probably the most important thing about this whole process. You can grab me for, I forget how many weeks it is. I think it's 8 weeks. I've got this great 8 week offering that's the best price, I think, per whatever. Grab me for that 15 or 30 minute, whatever it is, for seeing auras. We'll do that in a second, though. Um, this is whatever you'll allow for. But like, look at any community. Go ahead and ask her a question, get an answer, get a hug. She's got a high, peppy voice. Hit pause if you need to. Ask her the easiest question in the world with no attachments to anything stressful. So that way you're just focused on basic listening, as if your neighbor yelled good morning to you. Hit pause, but just ask, hey, Joy, what do I need to know in life right now? If you're worried about this like a dog that doesn't want to go for a walk, you're going to hear breathe, relax, you got this, let me do my job. You're going to hear something simple. And it may sound like your voice for the first second. The second you really let go, it turns into a high, peppy voice. But what do you think half your intuition's been your whole life? Half of it, not the bad side, not the one saying hop in the Jag and go 120 kilometers an hour. Um, the positive stuff. Okay, let me show a little bit of light. It's just auras. You're automatically seeing light on the Peloton, the couch, the dog that's at my feet, other people, but the brain is so in control that it's filtering it all out. Um, you'll see light on these recessed pot lights, whatever they're called. First thing in the morning, you wake up out of bed, leave a post-it note somewhere before you can remember your name, do any English, brush your teeth, have a coffee. Hustle over to the light and you'll see a huge rainbow ball light. And as each thought comes in, you'll see it shrink until finally all your thinking extinguished the love of the moment, being in the moment. Welcome to your thinking. There's no other better metaphor So let's give this a try. If you don't mind saying yes out loud in the privacy of your apartment, your living room, your house, your car, the park, wherever you are right now, just say yes to the universe. Say yes, why not? So I'm going to put my fingers up. I'll show you a little bit of light. You get a dad joke. Here's a practice dad joke. Where in a hospital is the worst place to play hide and seek? Where? In the ICU. Okay. Here comes a little bit of light. And this is whatever you allow for. I can't make anybody do anything. If it takes 3 hours for you to see a little bit of light, that's fine. But at some point, there's resistance though sometimes. So see a film in a light, type in any colors or type in an emoji if you're having fun. Comments help other people see this show. And I'm going to go bigger and wider now. See if you can catch an object. Okay, I'm going to put my hands down. All right, play it over if you need to. Let me put up my guardian angel. Min, don't worry about the name. Only complex name out of hundreds of names. Min, like Minnesota, Lakota Sioux word for water. She's very oceany, Mother Hawaii, light waves of energy and water. About 80,000 of us have her as a guardian angel. Okay, ask Min anything. If you want to close your eyes and see an ocean, see an ocean. Hit pause for this. I'll put this down. Ask her anything. Hey, what am I doing next Tuesday? Hey, do I want to speak at this conference? Hey, where am I going on vacation around the globe? Number one question of all time. Where should I go on vacation? Universe always knows. Number two question for half of us with the way the economy is, how do I pay for it? How do I afford the time? What do I do with my pets? So everything is up to you. You have more capability, more abilities, more fun ahead, more opportunity for growth. Guess what? All of life is. It's one big opportunity for growth. No one ever gets laid off from their job and says, oh, this is my greatest opportunity for growth. No one gets bad medical news and says, ah, this is the greatest opportunity for my personal growth. No one gets the news of a loved one being sick or passing and says, oh, greatest opportunity to love more. Um, no, you go through tons of emotions. You even beat yourself up, sometimes for decades at a time, maybe your whole lifetime. So practicing self-love, allowing more, maybe, feel what you feel, but don't judge. That is a tall order for most of us. But once you get the knack or hang of it, you'll find that your energy stays intact. People can't take a piece of your energy. You don't believe everything you hear as much, especially forget about internet news, all the narratives and stuff like that. Boy, there's a lot there that's getting unpacked for the last 30, 40 years, 50, 60 years, and how it's been. Eek. And there's a lot of change coming in. Vibration for this earth, boop, going up. We're getting a lot of help from above. If you didn't want to take a single step, but you're kind of resonating with this, I got it. I got your easy out, your band-aid. You don't need surgery. Just say yes to the universe, I say yes to a loving universe. Suck it to me, but be easy, be gentle. I'm not sure about all this listening and meeting an angel thing, but angels, if you're there, I'll take any help you'll give me, especially nighttime when I'm asleep. I'm out cold. Help me have some great dreams. I love more synchronicity in life and really nice people and random comments from beautiful strangers. I'm at a Starbucks. I'm walking into a store. May I get more of those? May I be at peace more? Make your request. If you're not putting it out there, you're not putting it out there. Allow more, show love always, share more. And a wave, a smile to anybody else is all that matters. Just be, be happy. And so let me give you a couple lines from angels. You can be happy now in this very moment for no reason whatsoever. That's pretty powerful. There's a lot of buts. A lot of every other person watching out there is, but my car just got repossessed. I'm behind on my payment on this. I can't afford that. I'm stuck here. I got stuck in a lousy job. I don't have a job. It's always something. But the name of the game is to get out of the game of life that's going on in a like a whirlpool Maytag washing machine, endless spin cycle. If you notice, the load never gets done. Ego doesn't care about doing your laundry for you. Angels will get your laundry done. Dry cleaning, pressed, beautifully smelling. They'll deliver the goods. You just have to get out of the washing machine up here and into the broader field of life. So check out my website. I've got beautiful offerings. You would never believe how hard this is for each individual person. Anyone can meet angels, anyone can get their answers. I think the record is 48 pages, 9 hours of listening, um, furious writing, a lot of pages of answers. You can get hugs. You can see what else. You can get help with your physical activity. Like if you're a runner, I've had Joy jump into my legs and help me with runs so that I went out too late one time in the Texas heat and humidity and I was going to get fried. And she helped me finish the run and I ran in good order. And I think she said she did 70 something percent of the run. Other people have heard that too. So it's not just me saying it, others got that confirmation as well. Look, life is a lot more fun, mysterious, exciting, miracles. Cha cha cha, whatever words you want to use. Doesn't matter what words I say. They're all pretty limiting. But it's a lot bigger than we'd ever think. And that's why this isn't about thinking. It's about allowing, letting go, and getting waltzed basically by life. You've already got a big cheerleading squad, kind of long overdue for you to meet that cheerleading squad. And this goes for all ages. Imagine what happens if young kids, teenagers, met their cheerleading squad, met a fairy, met Tinkerbell, met Ginger. I've got photos of those guys, actual photos. They'll move. You can see for Tinkerbell, you can see rainbow glitter. Ginger, you can see silver sparks. They could still answer any astrophysicist question. Don't pigeonhole fairies. Loving beings are loving beings. They got access to the same stuff we have, or that other loving beings have. Imagine though your kids growing up knowing to listen to angels, they'll probably do it better than most of the adults. They'll know not to get in the car that one night. Don't get in the car when it's a party time, someone's been drinking, it's not a safe car, not a safe moment. If I'm going to quote Archangel Uriel and close it out here. If more people would listen, less conflict would result in any given situation. All mankind has to do is stop this, stop the this, stop the this, and do a little more of this. That's it. But good luck with that. And hopefully, in the next 10 years, mankind will do some leaps and bounds for growing awareness, not thinking. Michael Andre Ford, if you like this, please subscribe, share, like, check out the show, Angels, Positivity, and Love, APL Spotlight Series. They're all groovy, cool experts, but I have really fun folks back on for the APL Spotlight Series. You should love the Mind, Body, Spirit panel. Sometimes they're taking joint steps together. I mean, I'm off the hook. This is all direct. That's the whole point of it. But good luck with this. It could be 40 more years, and I'm 120 with a cane. Maybe not. Um, Saying the exact same thing all over again. What will you allow for? Just allow for a little bit more love, shininess, sparkle. Be surprised. Tell the universe yes, the loving universe yes. Okay, thank you.